Hello mga pangyaw, welcome back to my channel. It's still me, Daisy, your maid vlogger. Mabilis lang po ito mga pangyaw. Actually, kahapon ko pa siya nabasa. Kahapon ko pa ng umaga nabasa. Pinost ko din po siya sa FB page ko. So, kung nakafollow kayo, alam nyo na itong i-share ko sa inyong sad news. Although before, may mga nababasa na rin akong news na, yun nga, in-urge ng, kumbaga, ng Department ng Health dito, yung government ng Hong Kong na iban muna yung mga flights from Philippines kasi medyo nagiging okay na po yung situation dito sa Hong Kong. Yung tipong paisa-isa na lang yung nagiging case. Kumbaga, hindi na nagdo-double digit yung mga cases. Pero maraming nagpa-positive po na dumadating dito sa Hong Kong galing sa Pilipinas. Kaya sa mga nagme-message po sa akin, no, ang sagot ko po ay pinag-uusapan pa lang at that time, no. Pero right now, para malinaw mga pangyaw, basahin ko na lang po yung pinost ng Consulate General of the Philippines here in Hong Kong. Actually, pinost ko din po ito sa aking FB page. Suspension of incoming flights from the Philippines to Hong Kong. So, this is a sad news para sa mga may flight na today and this coming 2 weeks. Why? Kasi sabi dito, the Filipino community is hereby informed of the Hong Kong government's decision to designate the Philippines as extremely high-risk place under the Prevention and Control of Disease Regulation. Ano tong cap na to? I don't know. Basta yun. 0.599H. Yun. Actually, nabasa ko sa news na hindi lang yung mga flights galing sa Philippines, kundi tatlo sila. From Philippines, from Pakistan, and from India. May napanood akong news about sa situation right now sa India, no? So, praying for all of you, lalo na sa mga kababayan natin, sa mga Filipino na naandyan sa India. Praying for all of you, at mag-ingat po kayo dyan, no? In this regard, all passenger flights from Philippines are prohibited from landing in Hong Kong for 14 days beginning 00 hours on April 20. So, ayan, for 14 days starting today, April 20. And the consulate therefore urges the public to make the necessary adjustments to their travel plans, including cancellation or postponement of non-essential travel to the Philippines at this time. Para naman po sa amin na nandito sa Hong Kong, so kung maaari nga daw po ay ipaliban muna namin yung pag-uwi namin. So as of now, 2 weeks lang yan, 14 days lang. So maiksi lang po yan mga pangyaw, no? Don't get discouraged dahil sa news na to, sa announcement po ng Hong Kong government, para din po yan sa safety ng mga taga Hong Kong. So, just follow the advice of your agency, of your broker, o yung employer nyo, kung anong gagawin nyo. Kasi nag-iingat lang talaga ang Hong Kong. Kasi super dami talagang nagpa-positive. Yung tipong umalis sila ng Pilipinas, nag-negative daw sila sa swab test. Pero pagdating dito sa Hong Kong, ayan, nagpa-positive sila. Actually, may interview sana nga ako for quarantine interview last Saturday. Pero na-cancel po yun kasi in-inform niya ako na isa sa kasama nila ay nag-positive. Sa hotel na siya at that time, pero dahil nga meron siyang kasabayan na nag-positive, nilipat siya ng quarantine na provided ng government ng Hong Kong dito. Willing pa rin naman siyang makipag-usap sa akin, pero yun nga, mahina daw dun ang signal ng Wi-Fi. Ano ba pagkakasabi niya? Wala tang Wi-Fi nga eh. Yung pagkakasabi niya sa akin, ginagamit lang daw niya data. And then may pinost din akong news, galing naman sa Asia Times. Hong Kong's flight ban causes maids' salaries to spike. A 29-year-old man from Dubai tested positive for N51Y mutant strain after he completed 21 days of quarantine. Domestic staff in Hong Kong are poised to win big pay rises and demand better conditions as COVID-based restrictions on incoming workers create a shortage. Suspensions of flights from the Philippines has forced between 1,400 and 2,800 domestic workers to delay their trips to Hong Kong. Ganun pala kadami. Pushing up the cost of recruiting helpers in the territory, employment agencies say. Teresa Loy Chulan, Managing Director of the Technique Employment Service Center, said that disruption of Filipino workers' travel would be felt in the coming 2 weeks. Hong Kong's employers were seriously affected by this, as many of them had waited for a helper for more than a year due to a lack of labor supply. Yes, I know that kasi yun nga, yung mga nai-interview ko, no, yung mga nakakausap ko, yung mga nagme-message sa akin. Before pandemic pa sila nag-apply, pero na-delay yung flight nila because of pandemic. The Hong Kong Employers of Overseas Domestic Helpers Association Chairperson Betty Yung said many employers had recently changed to hiring foreign domestic workers who are now in the city instead of those in their home countries after new variant infection surged in Southeast Asian countries. Mabenta naman kaming mga nandito sa Hong Kong. Kasi nga maraming employers na may kailangan ng helpers. Yung said, domestic workers who had finished their contracts were in high demand, with many were asking for a pay rise and a single room. In Hong Kong, about 80% of domestic workers have to live in rooms shared with elderly people or children. Maraming nagde-demand. Currently, there are about 370,000 foreign domestic workers in the Special Administrative Region, mainly from the Philippines and Indonesia. Wow! 370,000 pala kami dito. After the supply of domestic workers was hit by the pandemic last year, many employers are willing to increase their wage offers. Many domestic workers are now getting 5,000 to 5,500 per month. Na mas mataas na yun, no, sa minimum, kasi 4,630 Hong Kong dollars yung minimum. Chong Kit Man, chairman of the Hong Kong Employment Agency Association, said due to the 14-day flight suspension, many Hong Kong employers would be willing to offer an additional 10% pay rise when hiring domestic workers. Wow. Chong added that the supply of Indonesian domestic workers was also tight, with only 60 to 80 people arriving Hong Kong per day. Sunday evening, the Hong Kong government announced a ban on flights from India, Pakistan, and Philippines for 2 weeks from Tuesday, as there had been multiple imported cases carrying the N51Y mutation from these countries over the past 2 weeks. So, yun yung reason, no? Medyo mahaba siya mga pangyaw, pero ito, we will have to keep this ban unless the situation there improves or unless we have devised other measures to reduce the chance of importation of these dangerous variants into Hong Kong. Ayan, so nag-iingat lang talaga ang Hong Kong, no? Pero ipag-pray natin yung situation diyan sa Philippines kasi baka ma-extend to, no, kung hindi magiging okay yung situation dyan sa Philippines. Pero may isa pang pwedeng gawin ang Hong Kong if they can create daw other measures to reduce yung dangerous variants here in Hong Kong. But as of now, yun nga yung nakikita nilang way para ma-prevent yung pagpasok niyan. Yun lang po mga pangyaw. If you want to read that news, kayo mismo yung magbasa. So, I will just put in the comment section or in the description box. So, kung nasan man kayo, especially dyan sa Pilipinas, please take care of yourself. Then, ingat-ingat lang yun. Praying for all of you mga pangyaw. Bye! See you!